As the world continues to follow the aftermath from the mass shooting that left 49 dead at the Pulse nightclub, the political debate as untimely turned to gun and immigration rights, which is always a hot topic during an election year in its own right. The tragedy in Orlando has made them rise to the top. So joining us now to discuss how the shooting changes the debate when it comes to guns and immigration are Democratic strategists Ben Pallara and Yvette Gonzalez-Petkovic, and also Republican strategist Javier Mineros. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
So, such a tragedy in Orlando. What is this going to do as far as the candidates, Hillary and Donald Trump? What are their views? Have they changed anything?
No, I think it just makes them dig in further, particularly on gun control. I mean, this keeps happening and keeps happening. People keep dying, and nothing happens about it. And there's going to be a renewed push for gun control, but it's probably not going to happen again. And this is not going to be the last time we see something horrible like this.
The guns were obtained legally, though.
That's because guns are who really kill people. The actual guns, they fire themselves. This is not about gun control. But then, this is political season, so expect these divisive wedge issues the Democrats to pull out when they're going to lose elections, like I think they're going to lose this one. They're going to pull out immigration, abortion, gun control, whatever, what have you. They're going to bring it up.
This is not a divisive issue. People believe broadly that there should be reasonable regulations on gun control. People believe broadly that they don't want to see this stuff on the news at night. It has happened too many times.
But the shooter, he obtained, like you said, the guns legally. I mean, who would have thought?
And that's a problem.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people say, well, the problem is not the guns. The problem is the people behind the guns. And you have to put some change in place that will prevent some of those people from getting those guns.
How would you have prevented Mateen from committing this massacre?
Well, there's issues with loopholes when you buy guns.
What loophole did he go through? I mean, there isn't. He obtained it legally. Unfortunately, he subscribed to a radical ideology, and that's what maybe pushed him to commit this crime. Like other people, he passed all the checks.
I think to throw your hands up in the air and say, listen, there's
no one's
nothing.
Throwing their hands up in the air.
Well, I think that
You're saying do nothing.
Exactly.
So
what is throwing your hands up in the air and saying there's nothing we can do because there's nothing that could have prevented it?
What will Hillary Clinton do?
I think there is, first of all, even President Obama has come out saying that, the Centers for Disease Control, they've been wanting them to study the idea of guns and the violence, and, Congress doesn't allow that to happen. The fact that you can, there's loopholes in buying guns at gun shows, that could be, tied up, much, much better. Even just the fact that, if you're on the terror watch list, you can get a gun. That alone, that's something that really could have been handled by Congress. I think that a lot of the tragedies that have happened in the past, there's been a push to make some change, but Congress has never budged because special interests, as it relates to, Republicans and, pro, gun electorates and lawmakers, they just don't want to make the change. I don't know how many more people need to die.
But do you think that Donald Trump, if he were elected, would he allow people to obtain guns if they are on the terror watch list? Or do you think he would make that change as well?
I don't really know what Donald Trump will do. I don't
think any of us know what Donald Trump thinks about any issue.
I have to agree. But this issue's been going on before the Republicans controlled the Congress. So, I mean, what's the argument here? There was gun issues when the Democrats held it for 40 some odd years. Listen, a lot of Democrats, including Harry Reid in the Senate, are pro-gun.
Gun violence has been getting worse and worse in this country year after year. These mass shootings have been happening at a more rapid clip. There is a problem here in the United States, and we have not addressed it.
So what do? We ban all guns? What's the answer?
No, I think there's a lot in between that people aren't addressing. I think the administration has said time and time again. People think that that we want to get rid of guns outright, and there's really nothing that's ever been done to support that claim. It's just a matter of figuring out what are some of the different things that can be done to limit the access to guns to individuals who don't.
You don't need more than a dozen bullets in a clip. You don't need to be able to buy high-powered assault rifles as a civilian. There are some basic things that if we would have done them, this guy could have gotten a gun legally maybe, but not one that could have mowed down 100 people.
Changes need to be made. We're going to talk more. Our political roundtable is going to stay with us, but coming up on the other side of the break with Father's Day just a couple days away, stay with us and check out the rest of this video compilation.